Now, page 4, the political coup d'etat. President Trump is the victim of this attack on his constitutionally mandated job, along with 65 million Americans who voted for him. And the Democrat leadership in the House is the political faction that's carrying out this highly weaponized and hyper-constitutional effort to degrade and or destroy the 45th President of the United States. Never in our nation's history have we seen a political party so blind with partisan hate that it's willing to cheapen a solemn constitutional process in order to gain political advantage. But that is exactly what is happening here. This is a coup. There's no guillotine, there's no blood, there's no revolution or rioting in the streets, at least not yet. No, but instead of guns and knives and torches, the Democrats are using subpoenas and hearings and the mainstream media to achieve their goal of making sure that a Democrat president is installed in the White House on January 20, 2021. Yes, Saul Alinsky would be proud of all this. After all, this is his model, imposing a radical anti-constitutional ideology on we the people by taking over and using the existing framework that is our government as a means to an end. It's Alinsky. And so Jerry Nadler and Adam Schiff and Nancy Pelosi have traded the hammer and sickle for a suit and well-shined shoes. However, it is no less a radical overthrow of a duly elected sitting government, aka President Trump. And it's being foisted upon the American people by a radical party that is so hooked on power and total control of government that it is willing to destroy a president and the will of the people to achieve its goal of a modern-day coup d'etat. And you would think that the person who lost to President Trump back in 2016 would keep her big mouth shut during this hyper-constitutional time. But then again, she's a Clinton.
On the basis of evidence that he betrayed his oath of office to uphold the Constitution and protect and defend our country.
Stop tape. You know, I don't think there's been a recent president, at least not since Ronald Reagan, who has done more positive, done more good for this country, this republic, than Donald Trump. Whether it's the economy or trying to fight this war without firing a shot with China. What president has, in recent memory, has had the guts to take on an enemy like this, other than Ronald Reagan, who effectively beat the Soviet Union by spending them into oblivion, forcing them to spend on national defense money that they didn't have. And the society suffered and eventually collapsed. Well, this is effectively the model that Donald Trump is using right now in these negotiations with China, which is our enemy, which has warheads aimed at our people, which is trying to infiltrate across the globe. For what reason? You have to ask yourself, what reason is a country like China trying to take over ports and take over the Panama Canal? Why do they want this control? There's got to be a reason. There's got to be a manifest destiny for the Chinese, and there is. They want to effectively destroy their enemy, and their enemy is viewed to be us. And so Donald Trump is, on behalf of the American people, taking on China like no president has in the history of this republic. And so Donald Trump is doing more just on China alone than this woman would have ever done. In fact, as the president pointed out last week, if Hillary Clinton had won the 2016 election cycle, China would be robust right now. Their economy would be booming, double-digit GDP, instead of deflating because of the process that Donald Trump is putting them through right now, of its negotiations and negotiations with teeth. He's effectively putting sanctions on China. Hillary Clinton would have rolled out the red carpet. Go ahead and take more of our intellectual property. That's exactly what she would have done, because she would have been another 4 years of Barack Obama, which is what Barack Obama allowed to have happen. But the bottom line to remember here is that all of this, especially with the Ukraine stuff, is a smokescreen for old Lunchbox Joe, yes, to protect him, because he is guilty of extortion. He is guilty of violating the Emoluments Clause of the United States Constitution in him strong-arming the Ukrainian government to fire the prosecutor on behalf of his son. But it's also a preemptive smokescreen for what is eventually going to come out of the Department of Justice. And that is an investigation that will link this woman to a sitting presidential administration, that is Barack Obama, and its attempt to try and fix the outcome of the 2016 election cycle.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.